The VMAX VX2 Pro GT is the top-tier variant of VMAX's VX2 Pro series, equipped with a larger 768 watt-hour battery for extended range. It's marketed as a high-performance commuter scooter that balances speed, range, and durability under $1,000. In this detailed review, we focus on the GT model and evaluate its real-world performance across build quality, power, comfort, handling, and more. We'll highlight both the strengths and weaknesses of the VX2 to help you decide if it's the right choice for your riding needs. VMAX has a reputation for excellent build quality, and the VX2 Pro GT lives up to it. The scooter is built around a sturdy aluminum alloy frame that feels solid and well constructed. There are no creaks or rattles, even when riding at top speed on rough streets. Attention to detail is evident in the design. All cabling is routed internally through the frame, giving a clean look and preventing snags or accidental damage. It is also rated IPX6 water resistant, meaning it can withstand heavy rain and puddles without issue. The scooter is UL2272 certified for safety and offers an industry-leading 24-month warranty, reflecting confidence in their product's durability. The build quality is excellent, better than other scooters in this class. The trade-off for its tank-like construction is a weight of about 45 pounds, which is typical for a long-range commuter but not the lightest to carry. Users who value low maintenance will appreciate the VX2 Pro's design. By omitting suspension and using a drum brake, but more on that later, VMAX minimized moving parts that can wear out. The result is a sturdy scooter built to withstand daily use, occasional bumps, and even the accidental crash without falling apart. Despite having a single motor rated at 500 watts continuous, the VX2 Pro GT punches well above its weight in performance. Its motor can peak around 1,300 watts, giving the scooter surprisingly strong acceleration and hill climbing ability. In real-world riding, the VX2 Pro GT feels surprisingly more powerful for a single motor scooter. VMAX advertises a top speed of 24 miles per hour, and my tests have confirmed this figure. Acceleration is a standout aspect. Engaging the scooter's high-performance mode, it launches you off the line with authority. In performance tests, the VX2 Pro GT hit 15 miles per hour in just 3.6 seconds, which actually makes it one of the quickest single-motor scooters in its class. This is one of the quickest single-motor commuter scooters I've ever tested. Hill climbing is equally impressive. The motor's torque and the efficient controller tuning let the VX2 Pro GT conquer steep inclines that would stall many 500-watt scooters. VMAX claims it can handle up to 28% grade hills, and my tests back this up. It doesn't slow dramatically on steep climbs. Unless you live in an exceptionally hilly area, you can expect the VX2 to tackle bridges and neighborhood hills without breaking a sweat. Importantly, the motor delivers power intelligently. The scooter has an electronic control system that adjusts output based on load, conserving energy at cruise and pouring on power when you hit an uphill or need speed. This helps maintain performance without draining the battery too quickly. At top speed on flat ground, the motor still pulls steadily, and riders report the VX2 Pro GT can sustain 24 miles per hour without overheating. There is virtually no lag in throttle response, and the thumb throttle is easy to modulate for precise speed control. Notably, the VX2 does not have any suspension shocks. It is an intentional design choice to reduce maintenance and weight. On smooth pavement or well-kept city streets, the lack of suspension isn't a big issue. The 10-inch tubeless pneumatic tires themselves absorb a fair amount of vibration and road buzz, providing a little bit more suspension effect compared to solid tires. In fact, the ride quality is quite good for a scooter with no suspension, largely thanks to those tires and the rock-solid build. The frame's rigidity means there's no flex or wobble when hitting bumps, which can make the ride feel stable. However, on rough roads, the VX2 will remind you it's a hardtail scooter. Over cracked asphalt, brick, or gravel, you'll feel the jarring impacts since there are no springs to soak them up. The scooter's solidity can translate into stiffness on the road. Every vibration is passed through the frame to your feet and hands. If your daily route has a lot of potholes or uneven terrain, this could become uncomfortable on long rides. You can lower the tire pressure to the 30 psi range to soften the ride. At lower pressures, the VX2 Pro GT rides so much smoother that at the cost of a bit of range. Ergonomically, the scooter is generally comfortable for most riders. The deck is spacious enough to stand with a natural stance, and the stem handlebar height is about 38.5 from the deck. This fixed handlebar height works well for average to tall riders, but very short riders might find it a tad high. I am 5 feet 9 inches, and I find the handlebar height to be perfect. The handlebars are nice and wide, about 21 inches, which gives a feeling of control and also opens up your body posture for comfort. There's plenty of room to relax your arms. You're not cramped like on narrow bar scooters. The rubber grips are thick and provide a secure hold, and overall the scooter's riding geometry is tuned for commuting comfort. You stand upright with a slight lean, and the throttle and brake levers fall naturally under the fingers, no awkward reaching. The VMAX VX2 handles predictably and with solid stability, which is exactly what you want in an urban commuter scooter. The combination of a rigid frame, low center of gravity, and relatively wide handlebars makes the scooter easy to control when leaning into turns. At low to moderate speeds, the Pro GT is nimble enough for weaving through city obstacles or taking sharp corners. The steering geometry doesn't feel twitchy or overly sensitive. It responds to input smoothly, so making minor course corrections is intuitive. When carving back and forth or taking sweeping turns at higher speeds, the scooter remains composed. The 21-inch handlebar provides good leverage, allowing you to lean and steer with confidence. In fact, the bar is deliberately extended not just for turn signals, but also to improve handling. The extended handlebar ends keep the scooter stable and make it easier to balance turns without the rider's body blocking the signal lights. Even near top speed, the VX2 Pro GT tracks straight and doesn't wobble. The sturdy stem and neck clamp likely contribute here. There's minimal flex in the front end, so you feel directly connected to the wheel. Tight U-turns or maneuvering in small spaces are manageable due to a reasonable steering range and the scooter's balanced weight. The deck isn't overly long, so you can shift weight and execute relatively tight turns once you get used to it. It's not a super lightweight scooter, so you can't toss it around like a tiny kick scooter, but it feels stable and planted, yet not clumsy in corners. A nice middle ground. One highlight is the deck surface. It's covered in a grippy silicone rubber mat rather than traditional grip tape. This rubberized deck covering provides excellent traction even when wet, so your shoes won't slip around. It's also durable and easy to clean. Unlike sandpaper grip tape that can wear out or get clogged with dirt, the silicone can be wiped down with a damp cloth. The deck height clearance is moderate, enough to clear speed bumps without scraping, but low enough to step on comfortably. The battery is housed inside the deck, contributing to a low center of gravity. This improves balance, but also means the deck is a bit thick. Even so, the thickness is well integrated. The scooter doesn't look or feel bulky. The kickstand is mounted to the underside of the deck, and holds the scooter at a good angle when parked. It's sturdy and doesn't cause the scooter to tip over easily. One of the VX2 Pro GT's biggest selling points is its long-range battery. With a 48-volt, 16-amp-hour, 768-watt-hour lithium battery, the GT model has the largest capacity of the VX2 Pro lineup. The standard ST has 624 watt-hours, and the LT has 499 watt-hours. VMAX advertises up to 37 miles of range on the GT, which is indeed achievable under ideal conditions, in eco mode flat terrain. In mixed real-world riding, expect a very healthy range. During tests, the VX2 Pro GT managed about 28 miles on a single charge while being ridden hard in beast mode on a hilly course. So for commuters, the GT's battery can easily cover a week's worth of moderate daily rides or a solid day of heavy usage. Charging the VX2 from empty takes around 8 hours with the included charger. This is a reasonable charging time for a 768 watt-hour battery. Roughly, it indicates the charger is about a 2-amp charger. If you plug it in overnight, you'll have a full battery by morning. There's no fast charging option officially, so 8 hours is the fastest it gets to 100%. The battery is non-removable, meaning you have to bring the scooter to an outlet. The upside of an internal battery is it's protected and sealed from the elements and theft. In terms of performance, the battery management system, BMS, in the VX2 is smart. The scooter cleverly reduces power draw when it's not needed, which extends range. For example, on flat roads at cruising speed, it sips power, but when you hit a hill, it automatically provides more juice. This efficient power management lets the scooter maintain 24 miles per hour even on inclines. The battery gauge is fairly accurate. It doesn't plummet unexpectedly under load as some cheaper scooters do. You also have the benefit of the regenerative brake, which recovers a bit of energy during braking and feeds it back to the battery. While Regen won't dramatically extend your range, it can add a few extra percentage points over a long ride and helps in controlling the scooter on descents. At the center of the handlebar is a bright LED display panel. This full-color display shows your speed, battery level, riding mode, and other telemetry. The display is known for being quite bright. VMAX uses high-intensity LED, so it remains visible under sunlight. Overall, most riders find it readable in daylight and eye-catching at night. It's a compact dashboard that doesn't take up too much space or protrude. The display also integrates with the companion app, allowing you to view detailed stats on your phone if desired. On the right side of the bar is the thumb throttle, a spring-loaded lever that you press down to accelerate. It's near your right thumb. The throttle has little resistance and offers a sturdy grip, meaning it's smooth to press without being too twitchy. You can maintain a steady speed easily. Just ahead of the throttle is usually the mode power button. On the left side, you'll find buttons for functions like the bell and turn signals. The VX2 Pro features integrated turn signal controls on the handlebar that is tactile and separate from the throttle housing. This separation ensures you can indicate turns without accidentally tweaking the throttle. Notably, the VX2 Pro has two brake levers, one on each side of the handlebar. These levers operate the braking system. The left lever controls the front drum brake, and the right lever activates the rear regenerative brake. This dual lever setup mirrors a bicycle and feels natural. You can use both in tandem for maximum stopping power. The levers are solidly built metal levers with a comfortable reach. They aren't adjustable, but they're positioned well for 1 or 2 finger braking. When you pull a brake lever, it also triggers the brake light and adds resistance via the motor for the Regen Brake. The overall stem is sturdy and it folds at the base via a hinge and latch mechanism. When folded, the handlebar hooks onto a latch on the rear fender, effectively turning the whole bar into a carry handle. This folding design is user-friendly and quick. You simply press a safety latch, pull a lever, and the stem folds down until the hook catches the fender. Carrying the scooter by the stem is feasible given the 45-pound weight, and the wide bar actually helps distribute the weight in your hand. The VX2 Pro rolls on 10-inch pneumatic tubeless tires, which are a key factor in its ride quality and handling. These tires are about 2.7 inches wide, a nice chunky width that provides a good contact patch on the road. Being tubeless, they have several advantages. They're less prone to pinch flats since there's no inner tube to get pinched. They can self-seal small punctures if used with sealant, and they generally handle higher pressures with less risk of blowout. The VMAX VX2 Pro employs a dual braking system that balances effectiveness with low maintenance. It has a front drum brake and a rear regenerative electronic brake, both activated by hand levers. In practice, this setup works brilliantly for a commuter scooter. When you squeeze the brake levers, you get a smooth and controlled deceleration as the front drum provides consistent braking force while the rear motor slows the wheel and recaptures energy. The drum brake up front has several advantages. Drums are enclosed, so they aren't affected much by water or dirt. You can brake in the rain and not worry about performance fading. They also hardly require maintenance. No disc rotor to bend, no pads to frequently replace or adjust. The trade-off is that drum brakes can feel a tad less aggressive than disc brakes, but VMAX seems to have tuned this one well. The feel at the lever is progressive. You can modulate it easily for gentle or hard stops. In emergency stops, you can pull firmly and the VX2 will slow very rapidly without the wheel locking too abruptly. A standout feature of the VX2 Pro is its comprehensive lighting system. Starting with the headlight mounted high on the stem, it's an ultra-bright LED rated at 60 lux. In practical terms, this light is strong enough to illuminate several car lengths ahead of you in the dark. It has a focused double-cone beam with an integrated reflector, which means it casts a wide spread on the ground and also throws light straight ahead. The angle is adjustable slightly, so you can tilt it to the optimal position. Cars will notice you, and oncoming pedestrians will definitely know a scooter is coming with that bright beam. For city riding at night, this adds a layer of safety since many scooters have only dim lights. The turn signals are arguably the VX2 Pro's coolest feature. There are 2 front signal lights embedded in the ends of the handlebar and 2 rear signal lights mounted on the sides of the rear fender. When you activate a turn via the handlebar switch, these blink bright amber. Uniquely, VMAX extended the handlebar width to ensure the front signals protrude enough to be visible from behind as well. This means whether someone is ahead of you, to the side, or behind you, they'll see a flashing yellow indicator when you signal a turn, much like on a motorcycle. This is a huge benefit in traffic, as you can communicate your intentions to drivers and cyclists, potentially preventing accidents. This scooter is a top contender in the sub-$1,000 range for those who prioritize speed, range, and reliability. It's as well built as any of its premium competitors, and in many ways, it sets a new bar for performance per dollar. If you need a commuter scooter that can comfortably cruise at 24 miles per hour, tackle long distances up to 30 plus miles, and handle hills without slowing down, the VX2 Pro GT delivers in spades. Its acceleration and hill climb prowess will put a grin on your face, yet it remains easy to control and safe. The build quality is another highlight after weeks of use. I found minimal wear and tear thanks to the sturdy frame. The waterproofing and 2-year warranty make it a dependable daily vehicle, rain or shine. The GT is absolutely worth considering if you want a high-performance commuter scooter with long range and you value build quality. It's an excellent daily use vehicle for commuting, combining Swiss-engineered quality with practical features. For riders who want a reliable, fast ride with modern safety features, lights, signals, and don't mind a slightly firm ride, the VX2 Pro GT is one of the best options under $700. It brings a lot of the premium scooter experience into an affordable package. Different scooters fit different needs, but the VX2 Pro GT manages to cover a wide range of them, from fun weekend rides to serious day-to-day transport, making it a great choice for many riders. Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, do me a huge favor and hit that like button. It goes a long way towards supporting the channel. And if you haven't yet, subscribe and turn on notifications so you'll never miss a future upload. Feel free to drop a comment below with your thoughts or questions. I love hearing from you. Thanks again for hanging out, and I'll see you in the next video.